Tell me how the recent WNBA game that took place in Toronto came to be.
So this is kind of a funny story. I have a son who is now 11, but when he was 6, we were at a Raptors game, and he asked me why he never saw girls play on the court. Why every time that we came, was it boys? Well, I mean, we really wanted to include some form of legacy project around the WNBA game. It was our first game, and we wanted to make sure that, you know, the very basic level, kids dream of making it to the big leagues, and we wanted to showcase that that dream is available for little girls just like it is for little boys. And I think that the Don Mount Court really kind of is a signal of that.
Let your spirit rise. Let your spirit rise. Looking for the easy road when all we need it's right there in our soul. You gotta let your oh, you gotta let your say you gotta let your you gotta let your spirit oh, you gotta let your oh, you gotta let your spirit rise.
I lived in Belmont for 19 years, and this court means a lot to me, but not just the court, the community, because I ran in the park, ran in the water, you know, played in the grass.
I'd say it's a community where you can always find people outside. It's a welcoming community. I feel like you can always just rely on one thing, which is the court here, and the court's always open.
Ball is central around our life, me and my friend group. You know, we're always talking smack, talking trash about ball and everything like that. So anytime we're talking trash in the neighborhood, we're like, yo, we have a court right beside us. So enough with the talking, let's get to playing, you know?
Just everything. I just like just playing when I'm like sad or something, just come here and play basketball.
When I go in there with some entitlement, definitely. Like, I'm 35, I've been watching this court my whole life. The Don Mount area that I remember was full of community, a lot of young kids. We always moved in packs. But the last thing that I know that's standing is that court over there. It's Don Mount Court. We call it the cage, the fence, the vines. We love the vines around it because it makes it so private when you're in there, the shade.
When I heard about the DMC project, I was kind of excited and wanting to jump on it. I was like, I gotta get into that. I gotta get involved in that because I lived here for my whole life. So any chance I get to help or like better my community, I'm gonna jump on it. It's gonna be something that's like stuck with Damo. Like, it's not just gonna be here for like me, but it's gonna be here for the kids that live here. That when I'm old and if I move or anything, these kids, this is for them to have. This is for them to bring their friends. This is for them to build their friendships. So that's a big thing, is that it's not just what does this court bring to me, but what it brings to the community.
Yeah, like, and also it's just a good community, man. The people here, we take care of each other, we suffer together, we've been through a lot together, so all of us want to do is just build a good generation for the next youth. That's really it.
I seen the design of the court. I was surprised because it was not what I expected. Like, from the courts that were done before, I was like, whoa, I've never seen this before. So it's different and it stands out. So that's what I love. Like, you're not gonna really see that. When you come across this court, you're gonna be like, whoa, this is different. I wanna play on this. I wanna bring my friends here.
I'm Fiorella. I've lived in Toronto during my U of T career, so I've been living in Toronto for 4 years. I'm currently an architectural designer at an architecture firm in Toronto, and I do creative illustrative work on the side, and I also do freelance graphic design. The tagline for my small business was always illustrations for the greater good, because it's always been a passion of mine to make a difference through design. My mom played for the national team in Peru. She also had an identical twin sister who she played basketball with. So growing up, basketball was not only like a big love for her through sports, but it was also a big sense of companionship and friendship for her because she had an identical twin. One of my best friends sent me Canada's basketball's Instagram story, and she said, "You're perfect for this, like you should apply." And then I was looking into it, and so many light bulbs were going off in my head because I've never aligned with something so well. With my basketball background, with my architecture background, with my creative illustration background. The way I went about the design was I went through many different iterations. I honestly stared at my screen for 2 whole days, just not even having a single clue as to how to attack this. Having the WNBA in Canada for the first time is such a big deal. So how do you articulate that? I looked at the history of the WNBA, and I looked at very iconic moments, such as crazy game-winning shots, or the first WNBA dunk, the first WNBA basket, and players in the WNBA that are more than just basketball players, but also powerful businesswomen, community activists, and people who want to make a difference through basketball. When I heard that the WNBA was coming to Canada for the first WNBA game in the country, the little girl inside me was screaming, because when I was younger, I never saw much coverage for women's basketball at all, even into my teenage years and even now. So to see it get the coverage it deserves and to be able to play a role in it is so rewarding and fulfilling.
So I think anytime we build a court anywhere in the world, it immediately brings people together. We're going to create a safe place to play that's incredibly inclusive. We're going to see basketball players of all ages come together to play on that court. And we're really going to foster more community building as a result. So I'm thrilled to see it launch, and I'm really excited for everyone that calls that court their own going forward.
What architects do is basically they create a space that alters experience for people. So if you can make a space that has a positive impact on somebody's day, mixing that with my love for basketball is just all I hope for. I hope to see kids in the community enjoying their new DMC court, future generations of women's basketball players, initially a stepping stone to grow the game of women's basketball in Canada.
Time to love again. Time to love again.
Start today, 2023, reopening Adama. It's gonna be good vibes. Come down, get some food, just enjoy, man, and to feel the good energies and spirits.
it's an amazing process seeing it go from like I don't know, like 0 to 100. It's like you see how much people in here are actually engaged, and it's kind of inspiring. Like you could like do a lot with a lot of people's help and a lot of people's hard work. So I just think like anything's possible, you know.
Inspire the next athlete and the next leader, and maybe the next Canadian WNBA player will start right here on this court.
I hope this is a good stepping stone because there's so much more work to be done. This is such a huge step forward in women's basketball. I wish I had this when I was a little girl, just to see representation of women playing basketball. And I hope this will hopefully inspire future generations. It was a very tough, stressful, but such a rewarding summer. Working with BNB has been such a dream, such a great group of guys who took my creativity seriously, for the Don Mountain community who also helped, who welcomed my creativity with open arms. Thank you, and this is just the beginning.